let's get started, shall we? We'll keep chatting.
Ah,
I like chatting, but we should,
all right.
Meg's gonna watch this video and be like, how do I edit this?
Okay.
We'll just take one from last week, the weeks before, and just, um,
Okay. All right.
so basically what we have going on today, is we have some squatting again. So we did this a few weeks ago, and I know I've been off for a few weeks, so probably a few more weeks, but we have goblet squats, right? Carrying a weight in front of you, squatting, right? It could be any weight. Um, and then instead of lunging, so 1 rep will be a squat and 2 lunges, so
Okay.
sneaky 3. But instead of going straight back, we're going to go kind of across like we've done before, the curtsey lunges. I'll go
Okay.
with those. So it's just slightly more complicated. We've done curtsey lunges, we've done goblet squats. Now we're going to put them together
All right.
into one, like a mini complex. And we're doing 6 per side. Okay, so 12 total, but 6 left, 6 right. We're going to follow this with 12 side plank rotations. Again, we've done something similar. I believe we've done this before, but I'll review that again. And then we're going to repeat this 3 to 4 times. So we'll see, Risa, how you feel.
Okay.
Anyone watching later can add a round, take a round away. We're really just looking for
I'm getting private lessons today.
private, yeah, personal training. Yeah, so feel free to ask any questions you might have, Risa. That's fine. In general, don't feel like you have to like hold back anything. For the second part, again, completing 4 rounds, 1 round being 10 squats, not singular. I know that's not written correctly. 10 squats. These can be weighted. They don't have to be. But these can be body weight squats or added weight. 10 push-ups. We can adjust that number to match your ability. And of course, 10 tuck-ups. That's the add piece at the end. So if we've done these before as well, but if this causes any neck, shoulder, or back pain, we can go back to dead bugs because that's always a great default position. Right. I think dead bugs are a great starting point, and you can always work out of a dead bug. But if doing tuck ups or any kind of like crunching or lifting of the shoulders can cause some head and neck discomfort, for some, not a lot. And I would imagine this weekend Nikki did the swim run, and his neck from sighting was really sore. Right. So just like I can imagine after a long swim workout, your neck could just, or like open water swim, your neck could just be a little bit,
Oh.
stiff. So this is one where even if you're not injured, but you've just done a big long open water swim, maybe a lot of sighting and your head's just sore, this might be a little bit rough. So I figured I'd give the option for a non-head lifted version. Um, that's all. So even if you don't have head and neck issues normally, that's okay. So let's go ahead and just start with our cat cows. Go ahead and keep your volume on. That's fine. Since it's just you, we don't have to go radio silent here.
Okay. Okay.
So we're gonna go 10 cat cows here. We'll do the regular slow warm up. Taking your time with these. If you want to sit back in child's pose, that's fine. I know it's often pretty common to want to kind of sit back. Don't
Okay.
bounce it on me, but go ahead and just big stretch. And then you can gently release out of that when you're ready. We're going to find a nice flat back position. We're going to go ahead and do our alternating bird dog. So this is where an opposite arm, opposite leg extends. The arm's about a bonus, right? And leg lift is bonus as well. We're going to switch sides. Trying to match a glass of water on your back so that's not moving.
Okay.
Still. Again, doing a total of 10. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, arm is optional, so some legs only is fine. That's feeling a little bit hard to balance. I've lost count, so I'll say roughly 10 on my end. It's okay if you're still.
Oh,
Nice.
10. Okay.
Excellent. And then we'll do one more bit of floor work before we do the standing up and getting down bit. And that's the 90-90s, right? So that's kind of feet, shoulder, hip width apart-ish, give or take. Prop those like up to one side. You're gonna want to be able to have a little gap between your heel and your knee here when you do this. It's okay to lean back. It's okay if you find yourself scooting. I scoot a bit when I do this. Everyone does. So you travel a few inches. Pretty common. It's okay to be fully on whatever side. So I'm on my right side, so my left side's fully elevated off that. You don't have to lean forward, but that does accentuate the stretch in this hip, bottom hip, or potentially the top, depending on how you feel. So you can add range of motion, but you don't have to add range of motion.
I mean, I definitely can tell one side it's easier than the other.
And that's pretty normal. That's pretty big. I'm not surprised. None of us are perfectly symmetrical. And so it's okay to feel different sensations. And I was gonna say, it's not just always the stretch on the bottom hip. Some people feel a stretch on the top hip too. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it feels good and therapeutic and stretchy. We can add on to this. I can't remember if we've done this before with TMT or if we've done this with the clients, but basically you can transition this into almost a standing position. So this is a way I teach clients, a lot of postpartum clients, but let's say hands are full and how to get off the ground. So the next step of the progression would be getting into a lunge position. So I'm in mine, right, 90-90-ish. And then I can use my hands if I need to. So I haven't done anything. I've just stood sort of. So what I've done is I've opened up this hip, right? This hip's taking a little bit of stretch. And I'll just reverse that process. Sit back, rotate. Open up this hip. I know I'm facing the wrong direction, but open up that hip.
Okay.
So this is just a way just to add some little extra. You don't have to do this bit, but this is a nice. This eventually, I know this eventually translates into a lunge, right? Right. This eventually can translate into I've sat forward and I can eventually.
Okay. Oh,
So it's just a way to.
oh, that reminds me. Yeah, after my ride on Saturday, my uh abductors
Yeah.
have are still sore. I did a bunch of stretches yesterday though.
Okay.
But
Was anything different about, did you ride a lot? I mean, was there anything different about volume? Was it a hard session? Anything, I won't say different, but like, was it like a coffee shop ride or was this something where it's a little more intense?
um not much. I mean, we did um we did Paradise Loop, which wasn't my first time, but this
Mhm.
started out at Chrissy Field, which was what, like 2 minutes longer because we're usually riding out from East Beach.
Yep.
And we took our usual stop at that coffee shop in Tiburon,
Mhm.
and I'm always sweeping. So that was nothing new. But yeah, I don't know why. Uh, I don't
Sometimes too.
harder.
I mean, so sounds like the ride was, I would say not out of the ordinary. There wasn't any intervals. It wasn't punchy. It wasn't like there wasn't any huge change in the riding or intensity that you're doing. The other thing to consider so a couple of things. I know it sounds silly, but honestly, hydration. How hydrated are you? So like, I can tell you I'm dehydrated. Dead stop. I have been for 2.5 weeks. I tried, but didn't work very well. So I could have done a better job with that. But so hydration is a big factor. So just, drink your water. You can add your electrolytes if you have some. Um, Try and get back to a state of hydration first. Continue the soft tissue work. This is a nice sort of, you can do the rolling of the adductor if you want. And as long as it's improving, that sensation's improving, it's fine. Tightness is okay. It happens. If your adducts are so tight, you're like, I can't walk, I can't sit, I can't do anything, and it causing pain all the time. We've left the realm of like annoying like incidents and, I would say things happen in training. Okay. But they're not the end of the world versus like, oh no, I'm injured and I can't do the things I want to do. So it sounds like we're still very much in an incident category. And it just sounds like, who knows? I mean, you can also look at you can look at your uh kind of life in a bigger context, right? So you have your training life, which is like one slice of the pie. What's the other 95%? What's going on at work? Are you stressed out, right? What else is happening? And if you have a lot of other external stresses, like, hey, maybe work's more stressful than normal right now. Or I just got into a big fight with my son and we're really upset with each other and it's weighing on me. I don't know, right? Just something that feels like that can have an effect, a
Okay.
physiological effect. So your normal training ride, no big deal. Your body's already kind of elevated and stressed out. And it could be just a bunch of stuff. It doesn't have to be like one big thing.
Okay.
So, just have a look kind of for a macro view, be like, hey, what's going on in the rest of my life? And maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just a silly thing that happened.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry too much about it if it's improving, you know. And everything roll out later today.
Okay.
And the good news is because we're going to be doing a little more kind of lateral glute, the curtsey lunges in a second, this should actually feel like we're working the adductor, but we're not stretching it. We're not like forcing it into positions it's not ready for. It's just doing its job.
Okay.
And sometimes stretching it's good, but we're gonna stick with the program as it is.
Okay. Yes.
Um, so let's cover the side plank rotations because I think that's the one that we just haven't, well, it's been a while, and then we'll go into the part A, right? And we'll go over the goblet squats and curtsey lunges too. So side plank rotations, you're in your side plank, right? So you're on your elbow. Um, and you can do this with your legs straight, right? Like a side plank. You can do it with the bottom leg bent. So if this side plank is too hard, you're like, you know what? I can't do this. Dead stop with my shoulders stacked. So there's no rotation inwards of that shoulder. So my left shoulder is on top of my right shoulder. It's okay to drop the bottom knee. So we've just made this plank a little shorter. Okay. This is step one, the rotation part. So whether you have a bent knee or leg straight, you're gonna have the hand in the air, and you can't see my hand. It's up there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and reach this hand through this slot. And basically I'm reaching through, I'm not dropping my hip, so the hip isn't dropping. I'm keeping it up. I'm reaching through. I come back. That's one.
Okay.
Through. Two. I feel this right there. Right?
Oh, okay. All right. Yes.
As long as it's also an ab exercise. So it's okay to feel in your abs too. Okay. So that's a side plank rotation. We're doing 12 per direction. The level of rotation you're doing is up to you, right? We don't want to drop the hips or rotate the body to the point where we're like rolling over, but we are rotating into this serratus and lat piece, right? So it's going to be like, kind of like this side is working at one time, and then you're this elbow, this side's working. So that's going to be our side plank rotations. And this is one where we want the hand to come up if we can, right? Yeah. Beautiful. So that's side plank rotations.
Okay.
The curtsey, the goblet squat and curtsey lunges. This is our first step, right? The goblet squat itself. I'll get my weight here.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Not figured out cameras yet. Okay, So the goblet squat itself, right? We're squatting. We'll go from the side here. So I'm holding my weight. You can hold it this way, whatever you like. I'm gonna squat down, right? The curtsey lunge. I'll show you my legs only here. So that's half your rep. The other half is where instead of lunging back, we're lunging across. So it's just past my ankle. Okay.
All right.
Then the opposite side. Right. So that's your one rep. So you're going to squat, lunge, lunge. So when I cross my feet over, if this is my foot, I'm just slightly past. I'm not like, you know, I'm not,
All right.
I'm just a little over.
Okay.
So you're getting like this part of your butt.
Okay.
So it's a little more glute biased. And we're doing 6 per direction. If you're alternating, that's totally fine. You're doing 12 total.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's squat, lunge, lunge, 1. Squat, lunge, lunge, 2, squat, so on. Great. So whatever reps you just did, Risa, count.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right. And let's just continue on that. Right.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and have you do 6 per direction. And we'll do three rounds for the sake of this particular session. Anyone at home watching this later on can do 4 if they want to, but we'll do 3.
Okay. All right. So go.
Squat. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Love that.
Squat. 2. 2.
I'm so sorry. It's 6 total. I'm so, oh, my brain.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm not, I am 98% recovered clearly, but there's 2% that's left in France. So here we are doing 6 total.
All right. 4. 4. Okay. Squat.
Yep. Yeah.
5. Okay.
One more. I will say this style of lunging or split squatting, depending on how you do this, can be challenging on knees.
Okay.
So for anyone experiencing a bit of knee discomfort with this lateral movement of the leg, a regular lunge is fine. Sometimes, like, I don't think it's unsafe, but if it's causing some discomfort, it's okay to switch to a regular lunge.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's not a big deal. So this is side plank rotations now.
Okay.
This is where, pick a side, doesn't matter what side, Risa, right? You're gonna go ahead and pick your side plank of choice, whether it's like the full one, whether it's bottom leg. You can do both, I guess, if you want to do both, but the bottom leg is a supporting leg.
Charlie.
Here, you're gonna reach through without dropping your hip, right? So we're just reaching, so not dropping and rotating. My hip and my bottom shoulder stay in the same line.
Okay.
I always come back to that hand, in this case, my left hand, over my right shoulder. We're doing that for 12.
Okay.
And if you need to take a break within these 12, that's fine. So it's okay if you can't do all 12 in a row.
12. Okay.
Great. And we're going to switch sides. If you just want to flip over, you can always just roll away from the camera. That's fine. If you're going to face the camera, you can turn around.
That's right. It gives you a longer break.
Yeah, either way, I just usually, if I'm doing something on my own, I just turn over either way. If I'm not looking, if I don't have a camera to face.
Okay. 2. 3.
Good.
4. 5. 6. 7. 8.
Yeah, breathing consistently. So how you're breathing is not important as long as you're not holding your breath.
10. Right. Breathe. Breathe. 12. Okay.
Okay, that's round 1. Let's do 2 more that way. Right?
Okay.
Resting, of course, as you need to recess. So you can don't worry about the camera on that. But in terms of resting, don't feel like you have to go immediately. But if you're feeling, you feel okay. We're going from a leggy exercise to a core piece.
Okay.
There shouldn't be too much overlap in terms of fatigue.
Okay. Yeah, let's.
In theory, right? We're not doing a leg or ab.
All right, let's go then. All right, one.
You have a
One.
guest. Cool.
Okay. Oh, we have a visitor.
Okay.
Ah, maybe somebody else misses you too.
Oh, you did.
Two. Two.
Why are you being a creep?
Three. Three. Three.
Why are you hiding?
Four. Four. Four.
She likes the yoga mat.
Five.
Good work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Six.
And it's okay if these feel like a regular lunge, but there also might be a little more like lateral hip
Okay.
activation. And that's normal, by the way. So if you feel like, oh, my butt or my hip is it's working, that,
Yeah.
that's on purpose. Unless it's causing like pain. And that's not what we're looking for.
Five.
Discomfort's fine though.
Nine. Ten. Oh wait.
You
How
should
much?
do 12.
I think. What am I up to? 10?
You're
9?
supposed to do 6.
Oh, whoops. Okay. See, I can't count in the morning. Or
I mean, you are counting great. You're just counting above what you need to go to.
yes. I know it's
That's
been
fine. A few extra reps is okay.
okay. All right.
Not the end of the world. Not going to ruin you doing 4 extra reps.
Yeah, I'm doing extra. All right. Okay. Okay. And
Yeah. And you can just kind of reach through. Yeah, there you go.
2, 3, 4, 5.
You can reach through as much as you want, as long as we're not rotating to the point where you fall over or that hip and shoulder starts to rotate down in a way.
Okay. 8,
So it's rotating to a point.
9. Okay. 10,
This is
11,
where we go to 12.
12. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
1,
nice job.
2.
And with that reach up, you're doing great work. If you feel like you're stiffer on one side, don't feel like you have to go farther than your body will permit when your
Okay.
hands up over and out to the side. So it'd be like rotational differences, not looking for an even rotation on each side. We're just respecting what your body can do.
10, 11, 12. Okay. Ooh. All right.
But a little quick break if you need one, that's fine. Speaking of, maybe grab some water.
Oh, yes. All right. Okay.
Lovely. We'll do one more
Okay.
round of this.
All
Okay.
right. All right. Ooh. Okay. 1.
6 total.
Okay. Thank you. 1.
Mhm. I did say 12 before, so I know that's confusing. On
All right. 2. 2. And 3. 3. 3. 4. 4.
Good, one more.
6.
There we go. Good. Lovely. And the final
Okay.
set of side plank rotations.
All right.
We'll be done with that. Like I said, for anyone who wants to do more, we'll do more. But for the sake of this stimulus seems to be good. I don't think 4 is necessary unless you want to do 4. Also, we have about 15 minutes, which is just about the right amount of time to do the second part. So
Okay. 8, 10, 11.
good. I want you to rotate into that left side until you feel like a little bit of activation, right?
Oh,
Underneath.
yes.
If you do, great. Yeah. Just that whole, yeah, the side that the elbow's down on the ground on, that's the side that's working. So whether it's like in this sort of armpit lat or if it's like the full side, totally okay. As long as you're feeling like it's activating, great.
Yes.
That's what
Okay.
we're looking for.
It's activating. All right. Okay. Whew. All right.
Yep. There you go.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll take a quick break here when I'll talk about part B, right? So I have completing 4 rounds, or we'll say about 15 minutes, whichever one comes first here. You're also, anyone watching later can also time cap this at 15 minutes. They just want to be done in a certain amount of time. That's fine. 1 round is going to be 10 squats, weighted or unweighted. So air squats are fine if you want to do, or body weight, same thing. Or if you like to do them slightly weighted, it's okay too. Up to you there. And then 10 push-ups, assisting them however you need to, or if you want to challenge them, maybe we reduce the volume. So 40 push-ups is still too many to do at a higher difficulty, maybe taking yourself off the knees or elevating yourself. I would say let's bring them down a little bit from like 5 to 8 reps, depending on how that feels. And then we have our tuck ups, of course. So this is what I was talking about in terms of your options. So the tuck up itself is where I'm laying down on the ground. My hands are, like I say, above my head if you're on the couch. And then you're going to go ahead and bring your hands to your feet, right? And back. So I'm going to go diagonally because I don't have a good angle here. So it's going to be extended, tuck, right? Extended. So I'm lifting my shoulders, not lifting my feet,
Okay. All right.
right? If that's too much, sometimes 2 legs is too many, as in just too heavy. Our legs are strong and they're heavy. What you can do instead is go opposite. So I'm going to go right hand, left foot. So I can go this way, touch, touch. So you get a similar compression piece, but we're not here, which can be quite hard. So it's just another way. It's a sort of an in-between step. And of course, finally, the dead bug, you can just do, if again, this is if the neck and shoulder aren't a problem. If they are acting up a little bit, the dead bug is this one, where we're going either same-sided or opposites.
Okay.
And if that's too easy, but we still don't want to be lifting the head, add a weight in instead. I have 10 pounds here. You can go less. Do the same thing, but now we've just added weight to our upper body. So it adds more of a challenge. without having to lift the head up if we're not quite there yet. But the regulated bug's too easy.
Okay. All right.
But it sounds like for your reason the neck isn't a non-issue. So let's try, we'll go through this, we'll start from the top. But when you get to the tuck ups, let's try the tuck ups. And if you find yourself just falling backwards, let's go one opposite hand, opposite foot.
Okay.
Okay. You can think about reaching your hand towards your foot or lifting the shoulder. 4 rounds. We're doing 10 squats. Again,
Right.
weighting these are optional.
Okay.
Push-ups. You can break those up into 2 sets.
Okay.
Right?
I'll
Beautiful.
start heavier, and then if I need to, I'll go lighter.
That's great. And honestly, if you're starting heavier and you need to take a break, just take a break.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead when you're ready.
Squats. Just regular squat. Okay.
You can
One
carry them by your sides, Arisa, like, a suitcase, or go ahead and try carrying them on your,
on my shoulder.
so it's just kind of resting.
Okay.
So
Oh, all right. Okay.
it adds a bit, and instead of kind of resting them, although you certainly can, issue is getting them off gets a little bit hard. So while this is harder to hold, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, okay.
So like the dumbbell head's touching the shoulder, so
Okay.
I'm supporting it through. It's a
All
more active position.
right. Okay.
Whereas if the dumbbells, the crossbars on there, there's nothing wrong with that. My concern is right now the weights you're carrying are not super heavy, but let's say you have 25 pounds in each shoulder
Oh,
and
okay.
you can't maneuver 2 dumbbells without dropping them on your foot or on it becomes a safety issue in my brain. Also, and this is not on you, but for people who do it in my classes, kind of lazy. It defeats the purpose of carrying it in that position. If you're going to do that, you might as well wear a weight vest. That's
Okay.
what we've done. So wear a weight vest then for all I care. But yeah, we're practicing a more active position. Followed by 10 push-ups, whether it's from your knees, maybe you're elevating your hands on a sturdy thing, right? So if you have I know some have workbenches, and depending on where they work out, couches are not sturdy, sadly, unless it's pushed up against a wall.
I don't have
Elevators.
yeah, stools or anything. Okay.
That's okay. If you, I know you're in your living room, so knees are fine. If that's going to be the
I don't know.
support that you need, right?
Okay. All right. 10 push-ups. All right. Next.
It's a lot.
Okay.
So because we are on a bit of a time constraint, so we're just going to go for like up to you have 9 more minutes to work,
Okay.
right? So don't worry about how fast you go. We're just working for time.
All right. One,
Yeah,
two.
beautiful. The tuck ups.
Okay. Over here. Let me
That's
change.
good. You're fine. I could see your.
Oh, okay. All right.
See what's going on. Don't worry about the changing the camera angle if you don't need to. Yeah.
Okay. Five.
Yeah. Nice. If 10 is too many, you can do slightly less, right? But again, we're doing what we're working for about.
All right. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Okay.
That's one.
That's 1 round. Okay.
Beautiful. Don't worry about the changing the camera angle. Just keep squatting.
All
It's
right.
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Good.
All right. Okay.
With the push-ups, if they slow down, take a break. Whether you're resting on your knees,
All right.
You need to drop the knees, Reese. I prefer more range of motion and
Okay.
more assistance than a harder and less range of motion. Yeah, there we go. Good. Nice work. Good. I would say bring those hands a little. I can't quite tell if your hands are underneath your shoulders or slightly in front of. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be harder, but it's okay.
Yes, it is. Okay.
But the shoulder can work a little better. If the hands are slightly in front, um, it's harder to get deeper because
Oh.
you're slightly forward. And that's kind of awkward if you're like, well, I'm doing my push-up, but I can't like your forearm angle gets a little funny. Whereas if I bring my hands underneath my shoulders, yeah, it's definitely harder. No question asked. But this forearm angle stays a little more vertical.
Okay.
Um, so that can be mechanically, while harder, still more of an advantage. Good.
One,
Beautiful.
two, three, four, five, six, seven,
Nice job with the tuck ups.
8, 9, 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. No?
All right. 1, 2,
Nice, Teresa. Solid.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
But the push-ups are the hardest of, well, tuck-ups are hard, but you're doing really well with those. The push-ups are the hardest of the three movements here. Yeah, that's a great position with the hands.
All
The
right.
shoulders. Nice work. Nice job with the push-ups. Squeeze your butt. You got this. Yeah, there it is.
All right. 9,
Squeeze. Here
10.
you go. Nice job. I
All
will
right.
say you're doing great. I'm probably you have a yoga mat, but for anyone doing this, like I have old knees, not an old body, but my knees are old. It's okay to put something underneath your knee while you do the knee push-ups, especially if you don't even something squishier than a yoga mat. So a pillow,
I've
get
got
a towel, fold it up.
on rug, and then next to it, I have like one of those work mats. It's a Costco work mat. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. So I was gonna say, if anyone doing like, hey, I'd love to do them, but I don't want to, put my knees, my hardwood floors. I get it. It's uncomfortable. Just put something soft or supported underneath your kneecaps because there isn't a lot going on here that allows for comfort on hard surfaces. Yeah, I see that.
6, 7,
You got this. It's okay. Yep. And beautiful.
Okay.
So you have a couple options here. There's 2 minutes left on the hour.
Uh-huh.
If you want to do a few more reps, by all means. If you
Okay.
want to just call it at 3, because that's about it, you're welcome to stop. It's up to
Well,
you.
maybe like at least one more of the squats.
Perfect. We'll finish off on squats. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice active front rack. That's what that's called, by the way. The dumbbells on the shoulders.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh,
Well, it's great.
I'm glowing.
Yeah, this is one that like there's nothing particularly complicated about it. You just have a series of functional movements you put together. And you were moving pretty quickly, which is great. Do you have to move quickly? Not necessarily. So you chose your intensity and that
Okay.
worked for you. That was good. Um, like I said, the 15, I say roughly 15-minute time cap, it's more of a suggestion, right? So that was like for anyone who's like, I have 15 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm getting 4 rounds. It could be 4 rounds or 15 minutes, whichever comes first, like that kind of thing. So it helps kind of potentially change your intensity, how you approach it. Kind of went a little faster this time, right? Like I want to finish, so go a little faster, but still maintaining quality movement, which you did. The other thing is sometimes like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I can do in 15 minutes. And if it's 4 rounds, great. If it's not, it takes the pressure off of completing it. Depends on the athlete's mindset. So pick the healthier one for your brain. Everyone's a bit different on that. Beautiful work today. Um,
Oh,
a big squat day. Yeah, a lot of squatting, a fair amount of ab work. So just feeling your body today is going to be okay. Maybe go for a walk if you can.
okay.
A little bit. You'll have a yoga practice, or you want to watch Joseph's yoga thing, or if he didn't do it already, you'll
Uh,
watch Joseph's yoga
yeah,
thing.
the abductors didn't hurt during any of the exercises.
Yeah,
Towards the end, it's like, oh yeah, you've been working, but nothing. No pain.
there's something they're just kind of tight and cranky. So, like I said, if anything, post session, it could be right after if you have a few minutes, or later today or before bed, rolling out your quads. So, front of the legs and the inside, so the adductors before bed.
Okay.
Feel nice. Definitely hydration. So just kind of see if you can get a few liters of water in today, whether it's some people like to get done all at once and be like, got my water done, check. Um, or more just spread out throughout the day,
Okay.
right? If you have a little electrolyte mix you like, great. You don't have to go full pH if